So in next slide, we will be discussing about the diary entry, right? So the first slide is about the what is diary writing, followed by the question, why do we need to write it, right? And the first thing is diary writing is a personal form of writing where a person record about their personal life and situation, right? It is very easy to grasp the meaning of diary writing, right? And we usually make the diary entry, right? So it is very easy for us to know. It is very easy for us to learn the meaning of diary writing, right? So we can say that diary writing is about making a report, right? Making an entry about your personal life, right? Your situation, right? This is the personal form of writing, right? Here we write about your personal thing. Here we write about your personal situation, right? That you have faced, right? Here we talked about your life, your goals, your dream, right? So it's all the personal thing that you write, right? It's all about the record of your personal thing, right? Then the another point is it can be written in any language as per the wishes of the author, which means diary entry can be made in any languages. It is not necessary for us to make the diary entry in English itself, right? We can use another language as well, right? See, if you want to make an entry in English language, right? If you want to make the improvement in English language, right? You can make a diary entry in English. Otherwise, you can use any language, right? You can choose your mother tongue as well, right? You do not need to write the diary entry always in the English, right? You can write as per your wishes. You can write as per your comfort, right? Then comes the next question, which is why do we need to write it, right? It is, and the answer to that question is the first one is to vent out their feelings, which means we need to write the diary because we need to vent out, right? We need to vent out those feelings that we have kept inside, right? It is not easy as a human to accumulate all the feelings, all the emotion that you feel, right? Inside. ये हमारे लिए इजी नहीं होता, राइट? हमारे सारे इमोशंस जो है, हमारे जो सारे फीलिंग्स जो है, उसको इकट्ठे करके अंदर रखना, दबा के रखना, एंड इट इज नॉट वेरी गुड थिंग टू डू सो, राइट? ये अच्छी बात भी नहीं होती. So what we need to do is we need to vent out, right? We need to let all those emotion out. And how can we do that? The most easiest way to do that, right? The most easiest way to vent out the emotion, vent out your feelings, right? Is that to make a diary entry. एक डायरी एंट्री इज द इजीएस्ट थिंग, राइट? एक डायरी एंट्री बना लो, एक डायरी एंट्री कर दो अपना इमोशंस, अपने जो फीलिंग अंदर आपने दबा के रखे हुए हैं उसको वेंट आउट करने के लिए, राइट? विच इज वाई, राइट? दैट इज द रीजन, राइट? वी नीड द डायरी, we need to make the diary entry. Then comes the second point, which is record dreams, ideas, reflect on daily life, right? So when we make a diary entry, what we do is we usually share our ideas, right? We usually make the entry regarding what you want to do in your life, right? What you want to achieve, what you wish you had, right? You can also write about what has happened today, right? See, we can say that I had to fight with my friend, right? अपने friend से झगड़ा हो गया. Then after a while you feel that it was your mistake, right? फिर आपने इसके ऊपर reflect किया. You can also write about that in diary, right? So here the second point, record dreams, ideas, reflect on daily life. It means that we need to write diary because we need to record those events. We need to reflect on our daily life even, right? We need to have ideas. We need to have dreams that we can share only with one thing, right? One thing which is very personal, which can be kept only for ourselves, right? इसके लिए हमें चाहिए डायरी, right? Which is why we need to make the diary entry, right? Then comes the last point, to glance back at life and dissect yourself based on past, right? So when you are in present, right, what you feel is मैं कैसी थी, मैं कैसी होंगी उस वक्त, right? उस वक्त मैंने क्या सोच के ये किया होगा. अगर ऐसे ख्याल आपके मन में आ रहा है, right? You can't visit the past, right? You can't time travel, right? So what we can do is we can glance back at our past, right? We can glance back at our life that we have already spent through the diary if we have maintained it. अगर आपने उस वक्त maintain किया है diary, then we can look back at our past, right? Then we can glance at our life, which is why here is another reason that we need the diary, right? And about the format of diary, there is no any particular format that you need to follow, right? यहाँ पे कोई ऐसे फॉर्मेट नहीं है कि डायरी के लिए ऐसे ही लिखना होता है, राइट? इस वे में ही जाना होता है करके जैसे लेटर राइटिंग में होता है, राइट? तो हियर द मेन फोकस शुड बी ऑन द डेट टाइम वेन्यू, राइट? कोई पर्टिकुलर फॉर्मेट नहीं है डायरी राइटिंग के, बट डेट टाइम वेन्यू इज इम्पोर्टेंट, राइट? वी नीड टू पुट द डेट, on which you have recorded the event, right? We need to put the time on which time you have recorded the event, and we need to put the venue as well where you have recorded the event. अगर आपने एक इवेंट डालनी है, एंट्री डायरी एंट्री करनी है कि आज आपने क्लास में क्या क्या किया, आपके साथ क्या क्या हुआ, and if you are making the diary entry today, you need to put the date of today, right? You need to put the time, आप कब लिख रहे हो वो भी लिखना है. With this you need to put the venue as well. Say कि let's take an example and say that you are writing a diary, you are making a diary entry about school day, right? जब स्कूल डे में आपको क्या हुआ, ये आपने डायरी एंट्री करना है टुडे के बारे में. And you are writing that diary in your room, right? So here the room and location of your room, अगर आपका रूम दिल्ली में है, right? And Delhi as your venue, वो venue बन जाएगा आपका. And आप कब लिख रहे हो, आज लिख रहे हो, you are making a diary entry today, so date आज का डालना पड़ेगा, and at the time you are making an entry उसका भी डालना पड़ेगा. And that's how date and venue is fixed, right? And जो main body है डायरी की, उसमें तो वही लिखना है जो आप चाहते हो, right? If you are thinking about wishing, if you are thinking about writing something that you wish for, right? Or if you are thinking about writing what had happened in school today, right? If you are thinking about another feeling, if you are feeling another emotion, you can write about it, right? There is no fixed body, right? There is no fixed subject that you need to include, that you need to write into the diary, right? And after that, what you need to do is you need to end the diary with your name or say sign, right? See here the example is diary entry about the upcoming exam, right? यहाँ पर example दिया upcoming exam के बारे में, right? So the date here is 7 October 2023 and time 7:20 p.m., which means diary entry was made at 7:20 p.m. And the date is 7 October, right? And the venue is Delhi, right? And followed by Dear Diary. And here is the body. We are going to have our exam from next week, and I'm so nervous and worried about it, right? Although I have prepared well from my side, but the gap we got at our third exam, which is only one day, somehow scares me so much. I hope I score well in all the subjects, and I hope all my preparation shows colorful with it. Okay, that's it for today, and I'm going back to study. Yours, Amy. Right here we see in the main body that the author, right, the writer Amy, talks about her wishes, her hope, right, which is to have a colorful result, right, which is to have a good score, which is to have a good score in all the subjects, right. At the same time, we also see that she has written about her feelings regarding the upcoming exam, right. She says she is feeling nervous, right. She is feeling worried, right. She says the gap at the third exam scares her, even though she had prepared well from our side, right? So that is what we need to put in the diary, right? We can write about the feelings, we can write about our wishes, we can write about any event, right, that you have faced today, right? So that's it for diary entry, right? So that's it for diary entry class. And in the next class, we will be focusing on note making, right?